Right. 24 into 25. This is... just a talent. Overseers. Turn partial cover into full cover. Let's see, while the Overseer is 5 or more squares away from the server school, their fellowship is +10. No. Enemies in the 3-cell radius around the familiar suffer -5 characteristics. Whenever an ability extrapolated through... No. If you ever saw that. Three temporary wounds is quite nice. That's quite nice. +5 to your key. +5 to his main characteristic. He's already at 1 level above. Heinrich. What's got me? Ones, haven't I? My cycle ones. What's that? Fellowship. Need a few more levels for that. So it's shield mastery. Bring him as secondary weapons. Look. Invigorating screams for some HP back. Dismantle. Yep, dismantle. An officer. Increase key stats. Else, I think. Oh, I missed the plasma pistol. Sharp pain pierces your head, and the lights dim in your eyes. You smell smoke and burning. You feel a wave of nausea. Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the metal floor. In the same moment, the Ministorum surrounding you disappears in a whirlwind of mist, ash, and grey shadows. Struggling against the elements, you can barely raise your head to look. Your eyes sting and burn, but through the tears you see it, a colossal silhouette rising above you. The roaring tempest is unable to shake the mighty figure. If we can see who it is. Within the pain, you raise your head and peer into the rolling darkness. You make out the figure's features. It is a huge man clad in dark power armor, from which demonic silhouettes snarl at you. The wind picks up and you close your eyes, unable to stare into the face of a raging tempest. The warrior's inhuman eyes bore into you. I am the master of those who have been felled by your hand in the halls of primordial truth. I am Urian the Cruel. The souls of my followers returned to the font of power they served, crying out for me to cast my gaze towards this sacrilege. And what do I see? Yet another lackey of the Corpse Emperor. The giant's voice causes the storm raging around you to die down somewhat, as if the very sound of his voice is enough to make the whirlwind subside. You glance at the huge warrior and notice on his crest a winding azure symbol. The shades of blue seem to glimmer and mingle together. I am the sovereign of Kiva Gamma. This is my world, not a domain of chaos. Oh, clinging to illusions will do you no good. The rituals have already been performed. The mortals are already singing the litanies of the primordial truth and decorating the sacrificial altars with their flesh. Kiva Gamma, as you call it, is already saturated in the nectar of truth, a fate that awaits all worlds that would stand in our way. What do you want with me? I want to look upon the one who has disrupted my flock's duties and my master's plans. That warrior from my legion, the fabricator censor. You think of their deaths as a triumph, however, it is but a minor hindrance to our path. There are other worlds that serve our goals. There are other sources of plastisteel and adamantine. Revel in your victory. It will change nothing. Nevertheless, the blood in your veins whispers to the spirits that you warrant a closer look. Yes. You are a descendant of the rogue trader whose warrant Kunrad Vugtvir sought to obtain. By defiling the relics and binding it to himself with the tether of the Imperium, he was meant to become my servant, a rogue trader who would do the work of the truth. But then you interfered. Could it be that you wished to gain the true God's favour instead? Do you wish to present the corpse relic to me and serve the truth? Hear your very blood calling, begging you to submit to me. What would be the point of futile defiance? See how good my willpower is. Conquering the weakness of pain, straining every muscle in your body, you slowly rise to your feet, straighten and stare Aurelian straight in the eye. He smiles, but there is no mirth in his eyes. Only can't remember how to spell. Miraculous curiosity, the kind with which one looks at an insect with its wings torn off. This isn't your first time meddling in my deeds of the world bearers. You were there on Ryklod Minus, and so I want to know if you hold in your hands that which is not yours to hold, and you will tell me yourself. He utters a few words in an unknown tongue over his shoulder, and you feel your head being clamped by an unseen vice. You feel your blood start pumping alarmingly to your temples at an increasing pace as the wind is knocked out of you. But then the drumming in your ears quietens, and your heart, which was about to leap out your chest, slowly slows its rhythm. Orion chuckles. It appears I am not the only one who appreciates the value of a pet psyker. I will make good use of your watchdog when my servants get to you. Especially since, he bares his teeth and chuckles, especially since the soul of your leashed sorcerer has already been marked by my lord. A gust of wind sweeps Uran's figure away without a trace. The mist around you begins to dissipate, revealing the dark halls of the Ministorum and leaving behind an oppressive sense of powerlessness. Hendrix is standing beside you, white as a sheet, eyes wide, grimacing. The air around you seems to roil. Though the phenomenon passes almost immediately, as he begins to speak, his voice sounds hoarse and crackling. That was not easy. I sense the presence of another psyker. Someone made contact with you mentally, then tried to harm you with sorcery. I did what I could. You at least appeared unharmed. Can you remember what you saw? It was a Chaos Space Marine. One of the traitors of the Imperium. I don't think it was he who touched your mind. I wouldn't have had the strength to go up against a psyker from the ranks of those monsters. He might have forced some mortal to do his bidding. Perhaps it was through the same hapless medium that sensed the death of his henchmen. Hendrix looks away and frowns. Such indescribable power to have reached out to your mind at such a distance. Hold on. That servant of chaos claimed that the soul of a psyker who was protecting me had already been marked by his lord. A shadow passes over Hendrix's face. Astonishment, anger, and finally alarm. Most likely our enemy wanted to sow doubt among your allies. If I were a follower of the archenemy, I would have fought for your soul. I wouldn't have fought for your soul. Don't trust a word the enemy of the Imperium says, Kinokon, lest you put your own soul at risk. He said something about Theodora, about how the blood of my veins will lead me to serve chaos. Sister Argenta, who has been watching all of this intensity, grows pale and makes a sign of the Aquila to ward off evil. Hendrix stares at you, whether in surprise or anger, you do not know. Then he gives a curt nod. I see. We can theorize later, although I will say, Kinokon, that his words do not leave much room for interpretation. The Ministorum around you looks the same as before the vision. Maybe the shadows have grown a little deeper and darker. The dust around you dust yourself off and continue on your journey through the darkness. The world's industrial heart has fallen to corruption, but numerous faint Vox signals from the periphery indicate that the planet's small Ministorum clusters survived without succumbing to the heretics. The sacred machines and the hollowed lashes from these abodes have been reverently transported to the safety of the ship's hold. The fate of Kiva Gamma's hangs in the balance. And we've got just some goods. So, Dogmatic Purge gets some extractors. Restore gets some extractors. And if we were Chaos, we could potentially get some cannons for the ship as well. Dogmatic. The servants of the Adeptus Ministorum heed the call and begin to assemble a holy crusade to purify Kiva Gamma. It will take much time and effort to root out every tendril of corruption lurking in the dark corners of your Ministorum. Let's have a look. Get some boots. It's for heretical followers. Plasma weapon. Axe. Doesn't get us anything. Gets us a bit of profit factor. Gets us some planetary security for all colonies. Weapons and blessed are the weaponsmiths. Right. Oh, Ulbrich's 2 ranks. She's got 2 ranks. He's got 4 ranks. I want inventory. She needs brag and pen grenade. Does not need. Does he? Right. Protocol B, plasma pistol. Okay. Quite a nice gun. Slightly better, so I'll give that to him. It's terrible if you're in a group. Oh, I've got a plasma gun here. Glow of dead stars. Right. Just running a shotgun. Anything better? Could give him an arc rifle. And I'll have to start giving the feats for an arc rifle. Just leave it as it is with a shotgun. Leave as it is. No better flamers. So a shotgun. Cabela's still using those two blades. A better force. I didn't think there was. No. And you're still good with what you got. Right. I didn't get any better armors. That's a better shield. And that one's a better shield as well. Let's get on the bridge. Do this next part. Heinrichs want to speak to me. Hendrik looks at you intensely, his head tilted. Are you satisfied with your result on Kivagama?
Of course. The fabricator sensor's machine was stopped. Not another soul will be sent into the mouth of the archenemy. In time, we will succeed in uncovering and stopping other schemes of the cult. We dealt a blow not only to the cultists, but to the archenemy itself. I cannot help but be pleased.
Touching the cogitator did something to you. I want to know. What?
No servant of the God Emperor has closer dealings with corruption than the agents of the Golden Throne. In its quest to guard the Imperium against its foes' most devious and secret schemes, the Inquisition seeks to understand the essence of evil. It is not enough for us to burn or cut down a rotten seedling. We must study it, understand it, touch it. Every time any of us do our duty, we are risking our very souls. But when it comes to psychers, the soul of a psyker is especially enticing to the archenemy. The cogitator was stopped, yes. I touched an infernal machine that was created to serve chaos. I used it. I delved into the principles of its operation. That was enough. Corruption needs only the briefest brush of contact. When I touched the cult's cogitator, I drew the thousand-eyed gaze of evil upon myself, as any agent does when they interfere in the schemes of those who serve the ruinous powers. And that evil undoubtedly left an invisible mark upon me, as it does on any acolyte who fights against the archenemy. And this will be the case every time I do my duty. I know a good deal about the fates of those who have served the throne before me. Enough to know that my path leads to one place, and one place only.
What are you going to do next?
My visit to Kiavagama did not produce answers to all my questions, but we did succeed in dealing a blow to the cult by destroying the fabricator sensor's machine. I have directed my spies to track the sect's surviving leaders. I am certain that they will have useful information for us soon. Though small, this is a victory for the Golden Throne, and I have you to thank for it.
Well, I think that'll be it for now.
Thank you for finding the time for our conversation.
Right. Have a look at Heinrichs. Sorry, let's have a look at Abelard. Is anybody missing anything? Look, everyone's got their build. based on my fellowship. Nice one. Well, I'll leave that for now. 20 tech use. Tender logic. 20 tech use. Blood. Can't have toughness, so it'd be weapon skill. And that's damage from critical hits. With movement. Will not die. More wounds. Up to 83. And you're quite simple. Perception next. Fellowship. Again, it deals +1 additional damage for every 5 points of characteristic gained from a staff. Yeah, armor. He was just a... Operative Overseer. He was my tech character until I got... That's where I'm going to leave it. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. I shall see you next time.